The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Oxygen Not Included. And I, using Oxygen Not Included's save file, found out the last time we played Oxygen Not Included was before Christmas, December 12th. It has been 135 days, or 4 months and 14 days, including today. So, 4 months, 2 weeks, we've been spending time on Vigil Story. Of course, we've not been playing every single day, been averaging around 3 streams each week, and we're going to be looking around, seeing what we were doing last. Now, I remember that we were doing a pre-planned colony on this version, on this asteroid. Everything was pre-planned, and I think we got everything figured out as far as power. So we should only be cleaning up things, I think. We do have a pod. Things have changed since last time I've been in here. I'm gonna grab the plastic. Let's make sure to have everything mopped up. Looks like we had a spill recently. We did just get the first dream journal. Yeah, I don't think we're really doing anything on this asteroid. We are trying to filter through all of this water, which stopped here because this stopped. And it looks like that all stopped because we're going through all this water first. So if I take a look at why this is all backed up. It goes up here. Oh, we're using it first instead of pulling it into up here. Why? We could just store it first. And then this would be the salt water. And why are we not storing it first? Is it a heat thing? 67, 68, 68. It is pretty hot. So we could have it average out and share temps with the liquids that are in here, because this is 39. This is 24, because it's getting cooled first. Would it take a long time for us to do that? I don't think it would. I do have to remember how to do all the different buttons. Okay, so F6 goes into this. So I'm gonna want to put stuff here. And I forgot to put that automation. I can cut that off, actually. And then we're just going to put a bunch. Alright, I'm cutting that off. We don't need to be notified every time I go to sleep over there. Oh, that actually needed to be there. So I can empty that out. Then I should be emptying this. No, I definitely will be. There we go, we got one of them emptied. And there's the next one. What else is down here? Looks like just regular water. It looks like regular water is just used for the oil, so that should be easy to take care of. What do we have it going up? Up to get cooled, and then it goes up in here. But nothing is supplying in. It is already tied into getting up there, so I'm not going to mess with that. We are just going to mess with this system. So the polluted water first. We're going to make a bridge in. And then salt water. I'm not sure how we're going to tie that in yet. Because we do have a mess of stuff right here. And I can't do anything about that. So we're gonna have to go way up here just to get this water in. So I would do a bridge here. Need a bridge going up that way. We need a bridge there. Here, here, and here. That will bring the water to this point. Then we go down. And then from this point, it is connected right in. Now, why isn't this going? Is having a hard time cooling down? Oh, this gets cooled down to go in there. For some reason that's not turning on, so I'm guessing... No, we have enough power. think it's this. That turns on... And that should have got rid of the water that was in here. So I'm gonna turn this back to being below. After cutting this off, should be able to go like this now. This is now connected. We need to get this water out now. And then I also wanted to bridge this on, not just add it in. Alright, this is a bunch of spaghetti, but at some point we'll be able to cut this off. Because I think this is bringing in full packets, right? It is, at all times, bringing in full packets. Except for when the geysers turn off. That's now going to be transferred to over here. From right here, we'll just go right across this water. Or that's probably ethanol, not water. Deconstruct all of this, including that. And I will cut this here. And turn this back on. That way I can at least empty that pipe. They're together. We need ladders around various areas. Like that. Continue chopping this in half. Not in half. Continue building this out. Got another blueprint. Like the copper. I know we have all 24 of our duplicates that we wanted. And he is playing near my feet, and he's going to get kicked soon. If he keeps clawing at my foot. What were you doing? I hid your toy now. It's under my foot. You can't see it. Yeah, it looks like we only have to go down like 2 blocks, or 2 sections here. They are kind of close at finishing that. Deconstruct buildings only. Get rid of every ladder that's not where it should be. Once we get some of this placed in, I'll get rid of these tiles. Actually, I should do that now. That way I can get these ladders placed in before I get rid of those tiles. There we go. It looks like we're not even taming this. We're trying to, at least. What are we feeding our hatches? Are we still feeding them sedimentary? Didn't mean to do that. Can I see what we're feeding? That's critter drop-off. That's not what I meant to click on. We are still feeding them sedimentary. I should probably switch them over to igneous. That's hatch. Why are we on the hatch? No one's stone hatch. They're the only ones that eat igneous. Okay, so it should either be emptied out of sedimentary or... Yeah, it was emptied out. It looks like it just dropped it all on the ground. That's fine. Alright, they're getting closer to having that done. Let's bring this closer. I'm gonna let the autosave happen before I try and place more stuff down. And then you get a ladder, you get a ladder. Take all of that. Take all of that. Even looks like over here is mostly just water, except for a little bit of liquid phosphorus. When do you freeze? Your freezing point into a solid is at 44 degrees. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I could bottle it up and then throw it into space out here, and it should freeze quick enough, especially if I keep it like right here on the insulated area. Insulated in respect to being vacuum outer space exposure. Okay, that's waiting on all sedimentary stuff. Oh, we emptied out this entire room. That's not what I was attempting to do. That's fine. Alright, that became stifled yet again. We can now get rid of all the blocks in there, which are just ladders. I'm gonna have to re-teach myself to say tiles instead of blocks. Let's deconstruct that tile. I'm not sure why they're going for the ladders first over the pipes. Hey, are we branching puffs too? We're trying to. We're not getting very far, but we're trying to. We have squeaky puffs in here, we have dense puffs in there. They just need to be hatched and put up there. And with us doing one unpowered incubator, we should keep 4 puffs, and that's all I have enough food for. The ladder back in there. I'm guessing they're choosing to do the ladders first, either because I placed them down first, or because they have less items in them. Or less... weight. Like, that was 100 kilograms, this is 400. So I guess they're doing, like, the lighter buildings first? Okay, those are all under construction. Alright, ladders here. I don't care what ladder we use at this point, because we have a lot of extra stuff. Take out everything. Not that. Nobody should be actually starving because we have enough food, they were just too far away. And while they're digging that out, I can go like this. And like this. And that should connect in the water once they get to that point. And that should mean until this gets salt water, it should run constantly. This is mostly done, so I'm just gonna add all that in. It's mostly just digging. This is mostly just building. Does look like we're going to need some ladders going up and over this in order to get in here, which I'm going to have to cancel those. So I'm going to dig it out like this, so that when we get to the ladder that's down here, they don't have to come up and dig these out. And let's not tell them to dig out that plant. If they dig out the tile below them, it digs the plant out with it, so less time, more efficient. Let's see, is this Gino? It is Gino. Gino and Sophie coming around digging everything up. Oh, they're one pipe away from doing both the polluted water and the salt water. This is now completely done. And as far as I know, I didn't break anything here. This can be deconstructed. Okay, they didn't break that bridge. I do need to come here and go like this. Oh, the bridge is done. Polluted water should be non-stop going. Even when we get a little bit from the bathroom and the geyser, it should still be able to fill in some spaces. It's only when we get to the salt water that's going to cause an issue. It looks like I have another tile to place in. Are there any other one-tile spaces? I mean, we did that one already. There's one right here. I don't see any other... Oh, there's one right here. Or is that slime? No, that's a stone. That's not neutronium. Speaking of neutronium, I, on Willow's channel, unlocked an aesthetic thing, and I don't know how to download it. It said it was a DLC. DLC here? Space style frost pack bion pack. Okay. But here's the neutronium one. Petroleum cosmetics pack. So it looks like I already have it. It's like the food. I think if I go on the blueprint... Oh, here it is. I already have it. Regal Neutronium Printing Pod. That's the printing pod. We also have... refrigerators? Water saves? I don't think there's any inside the base. I think the only ones are out here. And it looks like steam turbines are also... They look pretty cool. I'm going to definitely make sure that every steam turbine is a new kind. That's already done. This is not done. Is there any on the base? No. So thank you, Willow. Well, I'm going to assume it's not here because it would be like 4 in the morning or something close to it for her. I did tell Willow that I'm glad I was able to steal from Oz, who wins a lot of things in Willow's channel off of the predictions for what the blueprint's going to be. Just 2 more down here, and that should be all of them. As far as I can tell, that's all that this pack gives us. It also has the generators. So wait for me to look into this. Okay, so there's a lot of things. Looks like the electrolyzers as well. You can barely see them because we're doing a infinite liquid storage here, or infinite gas storage. Manual generators, I don't think, we do have one right here. Apparently I have this one too. Retro LED manual. We'll do that one for this. What else? We have the water pump. Diffuser, we have the pump, coal generator. Wait until the autosave is done. While I'm here, do any of these have it? No in the petroleum, no in the nat gas. We already did the steam. I don't know what that item is, but it looks like the thing that cleans carbon dioxide. Oh, we have a sieve here too. It is a thing that cleans carbon dioxide. We did the electrolyzers, the skill scrubber. We don't have that anywhere as far as I can remember. No, I definitely got rid of that. We did the water sieves, metal refinery. The thing that warms up water and the thing that cools water. This is the thing that warms up water. And these are the things that cool down the water. And then there's a wallpaper for it as well. I know we have a few aqua tuners all around the place. I'm surprised it didn't do the gas cooler. There's a manual generator. No, we'll do the LED one for all that. Alright, aqua tuner. Aqua tuner. Aqua tuner, we got a manual generator. Aqua tuner. I think this is the last aqua tuner right here. Could be wrong, there could be one over here. There is not. There's a manual generator right here, though. And with us doing all that, they got this done. Time to dig all that out. Get rid of that stuff. So we're kind of done digging everything out. So I think what we're going to do, since we only have an hour left, is we're going to dig out this entire portion of the colony. And then that'll be the end of the stream, because it should take us quite a while to do that. And I'm going to be keeping an eye on the water level over here. So since I have a lot of stuff here, I think the first thing I'm going to do is place in all the ladders. This is another dig downwards before you place in the next ladder thing. Let's also tell them to get in here and dig that. This is missing a ladder. Not sure why. There was probably a manual generator there. And then this goes here in line with this level. And then we have one right here in line with the bottom section. Which also includes all of that. And then that's it. That's everything all the way to the bottom. So if I do all buildings, it should be everything in here. Not that floor. Deconstruct all the power, all the automation. And then I just need to place in ladders where they're needed. I don't know if Regus is going to get stuck or not. I don't think they will. I think they're deconstruct and then fall. Because I can't make the ladders, it seems. That's a cool noise. For the demolishing of the ladders. Now they have a lot of ladders that they can make right now. I'm gonna let them do what they can. Because I also am waiting for them to do this. So that the digging dupes can get in there and dig out that. There shouldn't be a way for them to get stuck. The only thing I could think of that would get them stuck is if sand falls on the ladder, but I think the sand will fall on the ladder as they're making the ladder, so then they would dig up the sand before getting stuck. And now they got that done, so I don't have to worry about them anymore. I'm going to tell them to slowly dig out each layer as they're building the ladders. As they do more and more, they should start getting all this done. They do have quite a lot to do. I do remember one of the last things that we did on this colony was get all the ethanol out from the bottom of the map. That felt like it took ages to do. Hello, boy. Write you down. Does it feel better to not have the cone on your neck? He definitely got into really enjoying neck scratches, because I would stick my hand in his cone around his face and scratch his neck for him. You guys can't see him, but he's kind of in front of the camera. He's just not tall enough to be seen yet. You should see his tail if he turns the right way. There you go, you saw it for a second. What are you doing? Hmm? You go lay right there? So, I do have plans for what we're going to be doing before our next side story. And I guess we should go over that now before I forget. We have a second teleport linked colony, or asteroid. Here are the teleporters. That brings us over to Persephone. Over here, we are going to be grabbing 2 different volcanoes. So if we look at the star map and we click on Persephone, on here we have an iron and an aluminum volcano. We don't really need the iron volcano because we have one that we already tapped into. I also don't need to be looking at the sweet leg. But the aluminum volcano we're going to be using for something else, and I don't remember what it is. I know it's in here, I think. One of these needs aluminum. The fullerene needs aluminum. I forget what fullerene is for. Might be for insulate, or it's for plastium. I forget. That takes thermium. What insulate? Oh, that takes abyssalate. That's nice. It also takes isosap, so that's not it. What is fullerene used for? Supercoolant. Oh, which is why we have the gold and the petroleum. We just need an emulsifier. And the only way to get fullerene is to take graphite with sulfur and aluminum. So we're gonna have to go to the lava planet to get graphite. I do have plans for going out with rockets. That's pretty much gonna be our next goal, is to do a bunch of rocket missions, which is going to be how we set up the next colony. I do have a map to how I did this system, and I think I am going to copy it again, since the water spots, the 2 geysers right here, are still in the same spot. This should be the iron volcano, and the aluminum volcano should be over here more, but not visible. But we're pretty much going to copy the same way that I did the previous thing and turn this into a habitable area, and then we're going to work on the other stuff. But we're going to do that by landing rockets over here. So that'll be what we're going to start working on starting on Wednesday when we have our next stream. Now, this stream may take a while before it's fully uploaded. I think this portion of Oxygen Not Included won't be uploaded until Thursday, because part 1 of this 12-hour stream is going to be tomorrow on Monday. Part 2, which would be after our first break, is going to be on Tuesday. Part 3, after the second break, when I got Burger King, will be Wednesday when we go live. Then, right now, Oxygen Included will go live on Thursday. Wednesday stream should go live on Friday when we go live the next time after. So that should all make sense. Gino, you got stuck. We're gonna tell them that's an emergency. Can somebody help Gino so I don't have to destroy the floor? I don't know how he got stuck up in there. There we go. Now Gino can go all the way home and release all that pee onto the floor. I am waiting for him to get home so I can actually mop up everything. I think that's him now. It definitely was. So let's get all this mopped up. That way people aren't walking into the pee water after they took off their suit. Which gives them a debuff on their happiness. Or is it? It's morale. It's not just happiness. They did get a lot of the ladders done in that short amount of time that I took to show off everything. We also want to get a bunch of data banks so that I can do more research. Because I want to get to the petroleum engine as quickly as we can, because that is going to progress us as far as we need to go. I don't really need the diamond press. That's the blast shot and the meteor blaster. I'm not too worried about meteors. We're not going to get into the radiation, the Radbolt engine. We're not going to get into the hydrogen stuff, although we might as like a final hurrah for oxygen not included. We will have supercoolant. This is the large liquid cargo tank, which we... Is that for carrying fuel? Or is that for transporting liquids? I don't think that's the fuel tank. I think that's for carrying liquids from one place to another. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if that's like to be seen or if it's just not showing up for me, but I don't know what data science is. The science of making the data work for my duplicates instead of the other way around. Don't know what that means. Couldn't ignore it. But it really does look like the only thing we kind of need, because this is all critter-related stuff. This is critter-related. This is the botanical analyzer, which we don't need. We could do the robo miner and the payload opener so that we can ship things through space. We would also need a targeting beacon and the interplanetary launcher. So I'm going to turn this on while we're here so we can get done that while we're waiting. Do I already have the petroleum going up here? I do not. We're going to need a pipe of petroleum going up that way. How are we going to do that? Because I think we're going a full pipe petroleum into these. I think what we're going to have to do is prioritize the rocket. Which will turn off our power momentarily. Because we are running these non-stop, it seems. With the occasional natural gas. I'm not sure why just those three are going. Looks like it's because we have too much gas. That does seem true. Do I need to move this down a block, maybe? So that it can really focus on being just carbon dioxide? And then we can push the carbon dioxide vents down. I think I am going to move them down. So let's set this up. We're going to put that there. We're going to need to extend the ladders down another one. That'll all be done, I think, after this stuff gets done. Overheat damage. Can I change you to being obsidian? I can. We'll turn that into obsidian. They're getting close to doing everything they can reach. We got the next tier science done, so we have the payload opener, but we don't have the payload shipper. We do have the robo miner, so we can destroy any asteroids that hit our colony from up here. Did I just see a shovel? I know we have one here. That's not what I was talking about. I could have sworn I saw one up here. I'm pretty sure that all of our shovels up here died because of asteroids. Or they moved into the area that unloads their movement. Because I don't think if they move up here far enough that they will be able to come back down until we discover that area. Oh, they got this done. I have been seeing an influx of Pokemon today, and I don't know if that's normal. It looks like every 15 minutes. That might actually be the normal time. And I think I can add the automation now. So let's cancel all that. We're gonna grab the automation first, because it'll be easier to do. And I canceled those tiles because we need to be able to build the automation wires in there. We won't be able to do that if we build the next layer of tiles. They do seem to be working a lot faster. I feel like they weren't always this quick. It's not a complaint, it's just a curiosity. Did they do this area yet? They're doing some of it, they're not doing all of it. There we go, they did it all. Place that in. Place this in. And then I need to find where the middle would be, so I'm guessing that's the middle. Because they're not going to be able to place in all these tiles. Did that just get overheat damage again? It's obsidian! What? Igneous rock. Oh, that's plus 15, and so is this. Okay, we need to turn into ceramic instead. Okay, I didn't realize that obsidian and igneous rock were the same heat resistance. It looks like we went down a whole layer of water because it was connected to this portion earlier. They're starting to get in here now, which just opened a whole line of stuff. And all of this. Alright, they got this one in. That has to be made out of steel. I think what I might do is just have 3 of them going at once. Rather than cutting this off and not having that, I think we'll just have 3. So this is doing steam and carbon dioxide, and then just carbon dioxide. Sounds like it would work. And we had Duke over here just building all by themselves. Who is this? Willow Rainey! Willow's over here building herself away. Probably getting the majority of everything done. Willow is best dupe. Now, with us being back in Oxygen Included, we are going to get back into doing predictions, just not today. Because it's only a 2-hour Oxygen Included stream here. We're definitely not going to be able to get all of this mined out before the end of the stream. Seeing how we only have 30 minutes left. We might not even get this done. Not doing too bad. They only got a couple more ladders in here. I think there's like 3 here, maybe 3 here. They have this one. They have this whole row and this little bit. I am going to... That's cancel. I'm about to do deconstruct. I'm going to deconstruct these ladders. We don't need them there anymore. Right, since we did this, let's make sure that there's no weird liquids like this phosphorus that's right here. At least I think that's phosphorus. Yeah, it is. And it's kind of looking like when we pump all this out, it might be clean water going in next. Because it looks like it's going to fill in before the salt water gets pushed in. I'm not sure, because I feel like the salt water is going to fall over slowly once it gets a chance. Finished all the ladders in there, which means I should be focusing up here now. They probably did these two, yep. Let's put in the last two pipes, or last two blocks, I mean. The only reason why I'm trying to build it out like this instead of just making the pocket and then deleting the gas. So I'm pretty sure this gas, when it mixes in here, it won't get deleted, or it'll get deleted by this one. I'm not too sure on where the gas is going to mix in with the carbon dioxide and steam. Carbon dioxide should be the heaviest thing, right? Yeah, so we could have just opened into it, but they would have released all the heat too. It's probably a good thing we didn't do that. Because this down here is not hot enough. It's occasionally getting hot enough to flash it into steam, but we want this to always stay flashed. And that just requires it to go up about 10, maybe 15 more degrees. Right, they got one or two tiles here. They got this whole row, this big row up there. This should be getting close to being done. This is now all done. So we can dig into here. We're going to sweep this up on a 7, because the doors are going to either delete the stuff or move it out of the way. And that should flash into steam soon, because we are over 100 degrees up here. The water is not, but it's getting warmed up. It's because it's on top of wire that wasn't warm. Alright, I'm going to slowly add the doors in. They only have 3 ladders up there, then they have this line. And then we can tell them to... Actually, if they finish these 3, I can just tell them to dig. Are you going to put in enough for all 3? Oh, you are. You wonderful dupe. You're probably Willow. You are Willow. See, Willow is the best dupe. Second only to Gino, who is always first. Alright, I swept up everything in here. They just need to build this one door. I had a feeling you'd enjoy that, Gino. I am surprised that you're still here, honestly. Congratulations on sitting through the whole 12 hours. I am very happy that someone at least stayed. Regardless of if you lurked for a while, it did seem that you were here the entire time. Whoa, what happened over here? Conductive wire overloading. Why? Hold on. I'm gonna do math here. Times 2. So, obviously, it tells us the potential load which means the entire load of everything running at once. But what I want to know is, at what point does it break the entire wire? So 2 gases going off at once does not break it. 3 does not break it. Now I'm really confused. How are we getting 3? Oh! No, because that... Oh, it's connected up here! That shouldn't be connected. That should be its own thing. That explains why that broke. Luckily, it's the end wire. We don't really need that wire. Wait, this was supposed to be on its own separate thing compared to this. Ah, there was one broken in here too. I might fix that later on, I might not. I'm not really worried about it until it full on breaks. But yeah, that should not be able to break now. Even if all the gases go at once. They did build one door there. Now this isn't going to do anything for the gases until we build this door on top of the rail. That's the one that traps the gases in there. Deconstruct the ladders as they go. Did they add stuff in it? They did. So I should be able to place in the next door as soon as I see someone go in there to build that. I do see someone in there, but I had a feeling they weren't going to be going to build that. Where are they taking coal? Hold on a second. Are you taking it up to the basic rad pill thing? Does this take coal? No, that's for the basic red pill itself. Okay. Which they are just chomping away on. It's gonna be a while before we actually get caught up on them. Is someone coming over just now? They are. You need a mechatronics engineer to do that? Oh, I came over to do it. Look at that. No, we have 2 doors. Wanted to make sure that was emptied. How are we doing on the liquids? We're almost on another layer. It does look like, as far as I can tell, that the water is overriding the salt water. So the salt water's not going to fall down until after this water gets to that point. Alright, they did those ladders, so let's get rid of all of this. I'm going to pause because I want to cancel deconstructing that. And soon we should see an even line of this chlorine separating the polluted oxygen and the carbon dioxide. Now we could soak up all this carbon dioxide and chlorine and actually use it for something. I don't think we're actually using carbon dioxide for anything. But I still could vacuum it up and like send it in here to get destroyed or something. And we have another door ready to be placed in. We also have a lot of steel. What is this set to? That's the iron bin. Oh, this is set to max. No wonder we have so much. Okay. Another steel door. We're almost to the point where this is actually going to function. And then, for the sake of always having this vent out, we are going to move these down here. And I now need a gas bridge, which I'm hoping is somewhere nearby. There's one. Just so I didn't have to go looking for it. That should help it release gases quicker as soon as this gets done. Since it won't be mixed in with the steam. Or at least not as much. Sophie, why are you up there? No, Juno came over to pick up where Sophie wasn't. But Juno, now you're on top of the stone you're trying to break. Why are you standing on top of it? It just slows you down. Alright, I want to mop up the rest of that. We're getting relatively close to finishing this off. We might have this done by the end of the stream. Oh, if I can zoom in correctly, we'll definitely have the doors done. This is the last door for the deleting system, then we have the door that cuts it off. So we're almost there on that point. They did put in all the vents. So let's just deconstruct all these. They're putting in the last door there, so let's put in the next one. And then this should be working. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Oh, it's this. So I'm guessing occasionally it gets steam on it. That is making it not register. That's okay. That's not done, so it should start chewing through the carbon dioxide a little bit quicker. I mean, it is right where the steam is going up. So it is catching some carbon dioxide. I could probably put the carbon dioxide brake thing over here. Or keep it lower to the water. But I think after this water goes away, there'll be less steam being created at large quantities. And it'll just be the little droplets as it gets dropped down. Anyway, we're gonna get the next layer done. And then on Wednesday, I think our first thing to do is to, of course, bring the petroleum up there. You know what? We can actually start that now. Why wait? We have the petroleum here. We could go up the side of this and then bridge over. Not bridge, but move over. So let's see. What do I have here? Looks like sedimentary rock. We're gonna go up to this ladder. Not like that. Hold on. We're gonna bridge up to that ladder. Then we build over to here, and then we go up. I'm gonna stop right there, because that's a lot of building. And it's gonna take away from over here. What I think I'm gonna do, all construction over here. We'll put that on a 6. It's not major high priority to get done, but I want it at a higher priority than building any of this. That's not necessarily needed right now. We have another regular blueprint. We'll take the plastic. Free plastic without Drecos is always good plastic. We have oxygen up here? There is a mixture of oxygen included. Huh. Okay. Do we have a seed in there? No, that's just water being frozen. And the water's being frozen because we don't have any plants in there to take care of it. Let's delete all those, delete all these. Why is this here? What is that separating? A 4th liquid. Okay. If there is any 4th liquids in there. I guess it would help with the phosphorus over here. If there was enough phosphorus for it to leak all the way over, there's definitely not. Anyway, why are they not digging these 2 blocks right there? I'm gonna assume that when Gino comes back, he's gonna do those 2 blocks. Yep, there he goes. Gino, it was right there. You walked right under it. Who's coming over to do this? Nobody's even queued up to do it. Gino, where'd you go? He came over, did a couple blocks, and it ran. We're almost done all the abyssalite mining now. We have this little portion here. This is mostly dug out, so there's not really much abyssalite in there. Then we have an N, pretty much. It goes up, down to the right, up again, and then to the right. We have this little portion there too, but that's going to get done with the next layer. I'm pointing that out because the abyssalite is the thing that takes the longest to mine out. It does seem like we are getting a lot more carbon dioxide taken care of. Oh, now I remember why we did so much steel. It's so that I would have a lot of steel stocked up for all this. Why are they building pipes? What? Oh, they finished all this, that's why. I didn't realize that they finished all the ladders. Do that, deconstruct this, and I'm pretty sure we can deconstruct all that. And we're gonna need ladders going over this. We don't really need the ladders right here because of how close this is, but I put it in anyway. What are you doing? You made loud noises. I think he was getting into trouble. You better not be attacking my cord. Aside from right here, I think that's the most abyssalite that's going to be in one area now. Oh, this area might be the most abyssalite. They did get a lot of this done already. A lot of the pipes. Why is this not going in up on time? Oh, the geyser's going. Or was. Geyser was going. That's not bad. Yeah, that's almost done. I'm gonna wait for them to come back to mine that, and then I'll set up the next mining session. What are you doing, little boy? What? Ever since the cone came off, he's been playing now. Okay, get rid of all of that, and get rid of all of that. No need for those ladders anymore. They did get most of that done. That was very quick. So I think I can tie in the rest of this going all the way up there. Oh, another thing that needs to get done is mining all of this. which they probably can't get to. I'm gonna place a ladder here, and they should be able to get everything then. Oh, cool, they filled that ladder right away. Let's get rid of all this water when they can. There's a little bit of sour gas mixed in up here. Alright, Gino, can you come down here? And not dig from up there with all the abyssite, that's gonna slow you down. Alright, with that being almost done, I'm going to start the next cut. Right when I see the bar of the last block. There we go. Start that, deconstruct all the ladders and stuff in the middle. And then we will have some fun. Looks like Sophie decided to go in the middle and dig out everything. We're just gonna release all the water. How are they doing on the pipe? They actually got a lot of it done already. They're probably slowly working on this as they drop more stuff off for the ladders. You know what? We are oddly close to finishing this off. We might as well go past the 12-hour mark and just finish mining out this entire asteroid. The thing that would take the longest is building the remaining ladders, because there are large sections of ladders that aren't done yet. And I think I'm gonna let them dig this out before I start up the next dig command. Because after they do that block, it will open up all of this ladder Oh, they also can't dig that yet. And digging out this should allow the water to move around a little bit easier. Alright, that's done. They built those ladders in quickly so we can start the next chunk. And then they'll get that dig command done eventually. Just like usual, get rid of all the ladders in between. Gino got himself stuck. He's gonna have to dig his way out now. Which won't be an issue once he digs this abyssalite, or both of them. He might also just dig himself a ladder out. That's another possibility. Nope, he's going down the other way. I forgot this was open. Alright, he was never stuck. Probably why we never heard the alarm go off for stuck dupe. It does seem like Sophie is quicker at mining, which doesn't make sense because Gina was the first dupe. Alright, I'm gonna let them get this done as well so that they can build the ladders up there. Okay, that's everything up there mined out. So we can now queue up the next mining session. The next deconstruct, which is just 2 ladders it looks like this time. And this is staying in vacuum now. Before we were having some issues with it staying in vacuum. Now we're doing pretty good. I wonder, do I have insulated doors? Oh, I do. I could probably put an insulated door in here. Why is there water right here? Let's mop that up. This does look like a lot of abyssalite. Luckily, both Gina and Sophie are on the job this time. Oh, they both ran away. I guess to help over here because of the obsidian. Since that requires no building, I'm going to queue up this area here. So like I said, we already have everything in there. Oh, the salt water did move. The water was not heavy enough to keep it out. We have officially hit the 12-hour mark. We only have a little bit to go, so we are going to continue going. Do we have both Gino and Sophie over here, or is it just Sophie? Well, now we have for the both. Now Sophie's gonna go on the other side and dig out everything over here. Let's also queue up this area. Should be able to deconstruct that. There's no ladder on this end, so there's nothing for me to deconstruct. I am going to tell them to dig all this, because there's only 2 more ladders. Aside from this, there's only 2 more ladders to build over here. I don't know why she just walked all the way over there to come over here again. Gina's digging this stuff he's on again. We have a little bit of overheated phosphorus. We can now get rid of all of this. So Gina should be able to finish all this. Sophie's going to finish that, or at least start it. Is Gina... Oh. Okay, Gina's helping with the building. Gina should be able to dig all this before he has to go back. Yep. And then right as Gino goes to go home, Sophie should be coming out to do this. And you know what? While we're here, we might as well just tell them to dig everything. So aside from those 6 ladders, this is it. I'm actually going to tell them that this is on a 5, so that they do the other 6 ladders first off screen. I think there's new noises to them breaking stuff. There's an actual metal noise for them breaking metal. Oh, I also forgot some deconstructing stuff. Let's deconstruct all of that. And I'm about 100% sure that we have completely mined out the entire asteroid now. And I know a lot of people will fill in every gas block with tiles because it transfers information slower rather than having all these gases moving around constantly. My computer doesn't seem to worry too much about the gases. It's just when I load in and when the autosaves happen is when the game buffers for a moment. But with that, we're almost getting salt water mixed in with our pipes. So that is probably going to slow us down soon. We are now going to take a screenshot and find out who we're going to react to. So we went only a couple minutes past our end time, which is honestly pretty good. So this is screenshot number 4 for today. Close that, close that. Rename this. And let's make sure that this is cleaned up. That does look all cleaned up, everything's mopped. So we're gonna save the game. We're gonna do a hard save. And then we're gonna completely close, but we're gonna save and quit. So let's go into our readout scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.